Welcome to My Pajero Sport. It's the channel about My Pajero Sport. Today's video, quick and easy one. Almost anyone can do this job. It is replacing the cabin air filter, according to this, but I call it a cabin filter. In Australia, they're supposed to be replaced every 12 months. I guess you can leave them in there for longer, but you will get nasty things growing there. We are a high pollen environment, so let's have a look, see how it's done. So here we have the Sakura cabin air filter. It's the CAC 10150. Bought it on eBay in a bundle that had the air filter and the oil filter and a fuel filter. And that was the princely sum of $51 Aussie dollars delivered. I thought that was damn good value. And looking at these filters, they are excellent quality, well made, and they look like they'll do the goods. According to the little bit of paper that was in there, which gives you a bit of an idea of where the filter may or may not be, could be in the centre console, could be near the driver's feet, could be in the glove box, which is what is the case in our Pajero Sport, or like some Volkswagens, it could be right up there, up under the in the plenum chamber, so that when the plenum chamber gets full of leaves and it starts raining, your air filter, your cabin air filter, will get wet. Top design. Thanks, Volkswagen. I think they've got the ECU right next to it so that it gets wet too. Yeah, Volkswagen, the gift that keeps on giving, I tell you. I've owned a couple. I've owned a VW Mark 3.5 Golf and a Skoda Octavia, and look, they were both pretty good cars, but yeah, thanks Volkswagen. We have here, standard, just, I guess it's just like a paper air filter, is their CA series. It will filter coarse particles. PM10 removal, if you know what that means, leave a comment. PM2.5 removal, if you know what that means, leave a comment. Odour barrier, no way in the world, Stinky Town. And antivirus, antifungal, anti-mold, anti-allergen, antibacterial. Well, I guess in these pandemic times, antivirus in your air filter for your car could be a good thing. The one that we've got is the CAC series. It is activated carbon, does all those things that the previous one did, and is an odour barrier. And again, if you've got a Volkswagen, you'll know all about smelly socks in your air conditioning system. Don't know what goes on there. And finally, the CAV series, if you want to get one of them, that's the antivirus one. I probably wouldn't be advertising it as antivirus in Australia. That will get you in trouble with certain people in the government. Anyway, there it is. Cabin air filter, CAC 10150. I don't know what the equivalent is in anything else. There's the new filter, looking lovely. A plastic surround, a plastic frame, which is nice. A plastic divider down the middle to keep these all lovely and well apart. And it's even got, there you can see the arrow, and that means that the airflow goes in that direction. Not only is it printed on, but it is cast into the plastic. Let's see, I had this out the other day to have a look at it, to see whether it needed changing, because according to the dealership, it's just had a service, mate. And let's just say it might have had an oil change, but I think that's about where it stopped. Not too hard to get apart. You've got to press the button, and I've got to say this is a recalcitrant glove box. Right on, I've got to get my light in the right spot. So I press that button, and half the time, see, it just doesn't want to open. So look at that. Oh man, there we go. And I would say that's probably user operational error. I just don't know what I'm doing. Willing to admit that more often than not. Down there is the soft open. Is the soft open, let's call it a shock absorber or a damper. And we need to undo that. at some point. Just there, just right at the tip of my finger, is a little nubbin, and you can squeeze that together, and that'll come out. Those of you with fatter fingers might want to get some type of lever down there, but hey, let's not go too crazy with it because you will break it, I would guess. The other thing that we need to do is that little nubbin there, right there, that needs to come out from behind its hidey hole, just there. So we need to kind of grab the glove box. There we go, that's out. See that? So just squeeze the glove box in. You can see just in there, that's where the filter goes. We've got the same deal on this side. Need to grab the glove box, give it a bit of a squeeze, get that little stop device out from there so that we can open the glove box further. So let's just try pushing that. There we go. Oh, that sounded like we broke something, but we didn't. That was good. I'm going to stop a moment because I reckon I need two hands to get that one apart. I think when I did it the other day, there's also... gotcha. So yeah, someone's been at this. You can see the other mounting point right there. Let's see if we can get our finger in there. Right there, the other mounting point has been butchered. There we go, let's zoom in on that. You can see it's squished. Not great. You could probably get a screwdriver in there if you really wanted to and open that up a fraction better. But I'm not going to, because let's just say I'm a bit of a butcher at times, and man, I've broken too many things and gone, oh, why did I do that? So that's me. You could, if you wanted to, if you really wanted to pull the glove box out, you could pull that one there and that one there, the little hinge points, and the glove box will come out. And I would recommend, if you're unaware of how dirty it all is, that you get a big rag or some paper down on the floor, because sometimes you get a whole garden coming out of here. Now, up in here, up in there, just on the side there, is a little, let's call it a spring catch or a clip. So you just need to get your hand in there and pull that out so the lid will come off, and there's a matching little buddy on this side. You can see that one's a little bit harder to get to, but I think, well, this is how I did it the other day. I put my hand in there, let's see, put my hand in there, did that, brought that out, came to the other side, gave it a bit of a wiggle, which is not working today, so maybe last week. Oh, look, I can get my finger in there and you can just get it in behind it, and there's our lid off. There's our filter. Note the arrow pointing downwards, that's the direction of travel. And yes, I remember now, last week I had to get a little bit of wire and just kind of hook it out. It would be great if it had a spring clip on it. So I'm going to get a bit of wire, a little hook of wire to hook that out. So what I've got is just a scriber from my toolkit, and you could just get a paper clip and open it out, or as I said, a bit of a coat hanger wire, but all I'm doing is just putting it in the bottom so that it actually lifts up and doesn't get stuck, and just levering it out, and there we go, out it comes. And even though I had this out the other day, you can see there's a couple of leaves on there already, and it's fairly horrible looking. If I could find my torch, wherever I put that, well done. There it is, there's the torch. You can see that is pretty disgusting in there. God only knows how long since that's been changed. This car has got dealership stamps, one after the other after the other. I think it's been serviced 6 times at the dealership. I had all, anyway, 6 times at the dealership, so this should have been changed 6 times already. Maybe it's been changed once or twice or 3 times, but certainly that, I think, has been in there more than a year, because it just looks horrible. So you know what to do with that. I would have a quick look in there, just see how dirty it looks inside. That looks pretty good to me. Otherwise you could kind of poke a rag in there and let us assume, so we need to get the arrow pointing downwards because that's the direction of airflow. And gosh, the lighting situation's a bit horrid, isn't it? And let's assume that where the arrow is the bit that faces towards you. So we're going to bung that in there. And guess what? It is not the bit, because look at that. Hey? It's flopping around like a who knows what in a shirt sleeve. I'm sure those that are around about my age possibly know what that expression is. So let's just put that in. That's better. But why? That's interesting because it's got that bit of foam on there. Let's just pull that out. Foam there. Foam there. Okay. Yeah, arrow pointing downwards. Goes in sideways like that. For some reason it's got a bit of foam there. Possibly to anti-rattle. And then you just get that cover and you just press it back on and you make sure that the little spring clip things are clipped in. And I would say that foam is there to stop it from rattling around. And to get it back together again, we need to get our little damper. We need to lift up the glove box and kind of drop the phone. Whoa! Look, I think this is a two-handed job. Okie doke. So we got the damper back in. As I said, two-handed job. You just got to kind of wiggle it in on the bottom hole, not the top hole, and then to get these stopping tabs back in, all you got to do is kind of close the glove box, and that's it. Job done. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope it was informative. Easy job for most of us, and hey, have a crack. It would be a great favour to me to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much. Bye.